What's up YouTube? Make sure to like the video, really helps the channel out. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, hit the bell and share. Help me hit 1,000 subs so I can start live streaming and doing exclusive giveaways through Super Chats to keep the Zippo Mafia alive. Hey, what's up YouTube? I got another video for you guys today revolving around Zippos. Today's video, I was kind of debating whether or not to label it as a third lighter talk video to discuss this topic or just to label it whatever happened to the Zippo. So I've chosen just to label it whatever happened to the Zippo, and that's going to be, as you guys can see from the thumbnail and the title, whatever actually happened to my Hillbilly Zippo. If you guys remember, or if you've been subscribed to me for about a year, you'll remember back about a year ago, might have been sometime during the winter of last winter, I purchased a $5 Zippo that was brass that had a nail running through the hinge pin, basically to replace the hinge pin because it didn't actually have it. So I'm guessing whoever owned this lighter, the hinge pin eventually fell out, and instead of actually sending it in, they were like, oh, I can just cram a small nail through there and bend it around. And that's what they wound up doing. Well, this is that same Zippo today, and I have it filled up. I've actually started using it, guys. However, it took me about a year before I actually started using this because I got it back, I want to say early this year, like late last winter rather, is when I got it back. And as you guys can see, this was made in January of, I believe, 1998, Bradford, Pennsylvania, made in USA. However, again, I only paid $5 for this thing on eBay almost a year ago, I believe. It might have even been slightly over a year ago. I'm not really sure. I'd have to go back and look at my eBay purchasing history. But as you can see, this thing has been quite well loved and possibly even abused by the former owner of the Zippo. However, I don't really mind that. To me, this builds character with the lighter, and I don't know if you can see it, but you can kind of make out solid brass on there. So originally, guys, this was a high polished brass Zippo that was stamped solid brass. Now we can take a look at the insert, and guys, this insert is in a much better condition than it was when I received this lighter. When I received this lighter, guys, this thing was so full of crud and everything, it wouldn't light, it wouldn't basically do anything. It was just an insert that basically only kept the lid closed. And as you guys can see in there, I have the bag trick, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove that out of the lighter. But you can see all in there. And I've also tried to clean out the lid a little bit. What I really need to do is possibly, well, I actually know what I really need to do. I need to get some barkeeper's friend or something and polish the outside of the Zippo because it looks extremely, extremely rough. But again, is it really, do I really consider this a Hillbilly Zippo anymore? Not really. Again, the only reason why I titled this Zippo or gave it the nickname the Hillbilly Zippo was because of how rough condition it was in and the fact that someone just crammed a nail through the original hinge pin, which it still has, or hinge barrels, and just bent it around on here in order to use that as a temporary hinge. And I'm guessing the person used that for several years before they quit using the Zippo, because the person I got it from was not actually the original owner of this lighter, guys. But I really do like this lighter. I don't really know why I really like it, because again, it's just like a $5 Zippo. Like, I wouldn't price this anywhere over $6-7 if I was buying it. However, I got it again for $4.50, $5, somewhere in that price range, because it didn't have its original hinge pin, and all I had to do was just, okay, I pulled the insert out because the insert does work. It's not like Zippo needed to replace it. Granted, they did send me a brand new insert with it, but I sent the case in only, and they just wound up basically fixing the hinge and giving me a brand new insert from 2020. but I always prefer keeping original inserts with their original Zippos, especially if they are month and year matching, which a lot of times they're not. And in fact, most times, guys, the Zippos that you're gonna find out there are gonna have a non-matching insert to the case. But because this is a flat stock insert and it works better for the bag trick, things like that, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep that. I'm not gonna send that into Zippo and then try to write them a note explaining why I want them to send the Zippo inserts back to me, and then potentially they don't actually read that part of the note or what have you. Because I did write in one note that I wanted the insert back in one of them, and I didn't actually get it back. Now, granted, guys, it wasn't a flat stock insert. It wasn't a really old insert from like World War II or anything like that, because back then, 3 years ago, I didn't actually own any World War II Zippos or anything that old or that unique. So I didn't really care that they didn't send it back. I just kind of would have liked to have gotten that insert back just for parts, because guys, even if you can't use the insert, there's all sorts of damn parts in this lighter, guys, that you can use for other inserts and things like that. For instance, I got one of the inserts, and I think it was this one, for a short period of time. I took that they sent back with this lighter, that was a 2020 insert, is what I'm referring to. I took the flint spring out of it, stretched it out a little bit, and put it into my World War II Zippo, only because I, at that time, thought, okay, maybe the flint spring is not putting enough pressure on the flint up against the flint wheel, but then I found out it's actually at the angle and the type of flint that I was using in that Zippo, and that it just needed to be a Zippo flint inside of that lighter. But anyway, guys, that's basically gonna do it for this video today. So, you know, I really do love this lighter, guys. Don't know why it took me so long to actually start carrying it around. I'm not gonna carry it too frequently. However, I do think, guys, this is gonna be my new beater Zippo, because if you remember also the history of my channel, my former beater Zippo was the Gold Dust Zippo from, I think, 2003 or 2005, somewhere in there. However, this one is in such rough condition already. I mean, this to me is gonna be a abuse slash torture slash workhorse Zippo. Like, let's say you're working on cars, something like that, you're not gonna wanna be carrying your solid silver Zippo. I'd be carrying this, or potentially another Zippo around this age that's in fairly rough condition like this one is in. And oh yeah, there is one more thing I wanted to mention about this lighter, guys. I actually almost thought I left it up in Boone and it had gotten tossed or donated, because when we were moving, I was gathering up all my Zippos. That was like the first thing I was like, I have to make sure I have all my Zippos. And for the longest time, guys, I could not find this. And then eventually in one of the boxes, I don't know, maybe 3 months ago, or no, not 3 months ago. It was more like maybe a month ago, which was like a month and a half after we had moved. I eventually opened a box, and this was in a little Ziploc bag. And the insert, for those of you guys who don't know, I actually had this insert soaking for about almost half a year in alcohol. And what that actually wound up doing is, last night when I actually decided to fill this lighter up, guys, I filled it up and I'd have to sit there and strike it like 20 times to get it to light. And I was like, okay, I'm guessing the cotton and everything has been oversaturated, because that's one fuck up I did do, guys, is I actually did leave the cotton and the wick in it when it was soaking in alcohol for over 6 months. So I can guarantee you that completely destroyed the absorbency of both the cotton as well as the Zippo wick. And so then I just also replaced the flint, because actually, guys, I also, when I unscrewed the flint screw last night, pulled it out, dumped out the Zippo flint, and it basically disintegrated in my hand. Like, it was a solid flint, but I could see where some of the gray was showing through the gold, and I just moved it in my hand and it literally just disintegrated in my hand. And I was like, okay, yeah, maybe not the best idea that I left all that shit in the insert when I soaked it for 6 months, but you know, you live and you learn. Anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Alrighty guys, as always, I want to thank you guys for watching the video. If you want to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, anything you guys do helps, and I will see you in the next video.